Geek Out! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geek Out Championship Wrestling, the only wrestling podcast that has the balls to do a show every pay-per-view. One could say pay-per-view Lee. I am your host with the most, Mr. Chris Nolan. To my right, my co-host with the co-most, Mr. Timmy C.
Hello, everybody.
And joining us live via satellite at the World Restaurant in Times Square,
Woo!
Mr. Steve and Harvey.
That's right, the A-lister Hollywood Harvey.
So, so this is our reaction to Wrestlemania 2018, and I'm pretty happy. I want to get this out of the way right off the bat before we even talk about the matches. The Geek Out Mark Predictions Championship title is coming back to Virginia.
Yes. We have been waiting for this moment.
Mr. Harvey has been dethroned.
Thank
We
God.
have done what Roman Reigns could not do, and we beat the Beast incarnate.
Finally.
I would take that as a compliment.
Yes.
Now, there is a slight
Hold on.
clerical issue.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that, he's lost the belt, so
Yeah.
he showed up to a review show. So I just wanted to point that out.
But you'd think that he would want to be there for one that he wins, so he can
Right.
gloat. But no, he wants to just take the abuse of
Exactly.
having lost.
Exactly.
Such a masochist. I do root for Cleveland sports. I'm a bit of a masochist.
That's true. We went kind of heavy on that last time.
That's true.
But so there is a slight, I guess, clerical issue, because as of right now, it's almost like the tag team of the Nova Boys
That's right.
have won because you and I, Timmy Taru,
Right.
we tied
No, we didn't.
for our predictions. Well, I mean, according to my results, we did.
No, I don't see it that way.
Well, what do you mean? How do you where in my notes that I'm pointing at,
Right.
do you see an error?
Well, if I may, I think that the Ronda Rousey match,
Where you said it was the winners were going to be Ronda Rousey and The Rock?
that is true. So technically, I did pick Rousey in the match, and it was a tag match. So I would think that, I'm not thinking. I know that I won because that's a half a point for your boy.
I guess.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Right.
And she is the one that pinned submitted Stephanie All right, fine. You know what?
Thank you.
I've had the belt before.
Thank you.
You can have this half-point win. So
Don't diminish it.
The
Don't-
half-point man.
Don't diminish it.
You know, you still won WrestleMania. You
I won the belt on the most important show of the year.
the grandest stage of them all.
On the grandest stage
The
of them all.
ultimate thrill ride.
Exactly.
Wasn't that the slogan for just one year?
Yeah.
Just
They had the
Orlando.
roller coaster theme and everything.
We better stop Steve before he starts singing the Kid Rock song.
Oof.
Oh God, no! I'm so glad it's over with.
Right. So okay. So there you go.
Wow.
The
Wow.
WrestleMania prediction winner, the
I-
mark amongst marks.
I knew that the day would come. I told you it would come, and boy, it feels great that it's finally here.
Yeah.
And it will not be relinquished for a very long time.
All right. Are you gonna beat Steven's record?
Wow. I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But you know what? Enough about me.
Yeah.
We'll talk about me later because I love talking about me.
Let's talk about the pay-per-view. Do we want
We
to
should.
go over NXT Takeover? We talked about it on the prediction show, and it was amazing.
I
It
think-
was a fantastic show.
I agree. I think that it had one of the best, two of the matches of the year so far.
Yeah.
The Johnny Gargano match against Ciampa. I think that is probably to me the match of the year so far.
Yeah.
I have that was the one match that I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Yeah, that was a nail biter.
Even though I don't know about you guys, but I felt like I was stealing from WWE. You know, for
By
some
paying
reason,
only $9.99.
well, for some reason, I don't know why, but my broadcast was in Spanish.
Oh,
So I watched the entire NXT in Spanish.
in Espanol.
Sí. Muy bien.
De nada.
Yeah. So it was funny.
No.
Right.
Mamma mia!
So the
Still
funny
translates.
the funny parts to me were like the wrestlers' names were the ones that you could tell were the only English words.
Right.
And then at one point for the Gargano match, right before it started, like you had the SmackDown team talking, but then you had the Latino team over top of it. It was pretty funny. So yeah,
Yeah, because it's still the same video feed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched the matches, but let's touch on it. We don't have to spend too much time on it, but we can start with the Gargano match. I think it's
Sure.
I think for the most part, all of us kind of thought that, and then thought again, and then one more time thought, because I like to say the word thought.
Yeah.
The Gargano.
You are a thought, so.
but unlike Steve, I'm not an afterthought. So,
Burn.
but I think we all were on the Gargano train.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a great match.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And I hope they do it again.
Yes. I am looking forward to this being a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn kind of back and forth feud that just goes on, at least in the background, forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Steve, what you got?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And at the end, when he was choking him out with his own knee brace,
Oh my God, that was
that is
beautiful.
so brutal. I loved it.
Yeah.
That kind of like fake out where Gargano was like looking like he was kind of like, you know what? No, this is my friend. You know.
Right.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's just
he's going to lose. He's
oh
going to
my
lose because he's such a nice guy. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Yeah, like they had like kind of the same thing at the Cruiserweights Classic. You know,
Right.
when they had their first real match together, where like halfway through it, you're like, oh shit, they're turning on each other.
Yeah.
And like then they had that little sit down at the end of the match where they were like, nah, let's hug it out. And like you saw Gargano going in for that, and you were like, oh shit, he is like the biggest baby face in the world. He still thinks that like he can still be friends with this guy.
Yep.
And then Ciampa goes in for the kill, and then boom, knee brace, and I was just like, fuck.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, it's so good.
Another one of my favorite matches was that the North American title match.
Yes,
Oh my God.
I knew that was going to be one of my favorite matches of the night. For it's a ladder match. Ladder matches are almost always fun, But
Yeah.
then you like think about all the talent that was inside that ring for that match, and like there was no way that it wasn't going to be just like an immensely entertaining, fucking high flying, even from the big guys.
Ugh. Some of those spots were just ridiculous.
EC3 died more times than a comic book character during that match, I swear.
Oh yeah, but
he died more times than Kenny.
how ripped?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice one. But how ripped is EC3?
Jesus.
Good
so
Lord.
He got jacked.
Yeah, when I was watching TNA, he was like one of their top heels, and he's like he was still fucking ripped, but like I feel like he found new muscles, like just discovered new muscles.
He invented new muscles and got a spray tan.
Yeah,
yeah.
And he is like his character is just beautiful in NXT too.
He's
like,
on the Jinder Mahal diet.
Yeah, so just roids.
Yeah.
Roids and protein. And like fucking Ricochet in his debut match,
yeah.
almost
Not
his
disappointing.
debut appearance. Period. He did the superhero landing.
Just unreal.
Ah.
So many spots. I just those two matches to me were so much fun
Yeah.
to watch.
There were literal times where I thought that like Velveteen Dream had died.
Oh, he
Like-
did the Death Valley Driver on the ladder platform.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh God.
I cringed. Like I audibly went, "Oh God!"
I did too. I was almost watching through like my fingers, just like, no, I don't want to watch, but I can't stop.
Yeah, please get up. Please get up.
Please don't
get-
die. Please
Right.
don't die.
Right.
And,
Felt like
and
Simba with Mustafa. Please get up. Please
yeah,
get up.
exactly. And congratulations to Tim's boy. If I may, I'm going to lean back from the microphone.
Oh yeah.
Adam
Everyone.
Cole, baby.
That's right.
Beautiful job. Great way to start the night for him. and it continued to be a good night for him.
It did.
I don't know if you want to transition right into
the Undisputed Era. They win the tag team, the Dusty Rhodes tag team titles.
Does that also mean that they won the Dusty Rhodes Classics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even though they weren't participating in it.
Right. That match was pretty good.
It was very good. I'm very happy for the Authors of Pain.
Yep.
You know how far they've come, and congratulations, they're now on the main roster.
Yep.
I was legitimately excited to watch them enter when they did at Raw the night after.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
and well deserved.
Yeah,
we've been calling for it. I think Sanity's next.
Yeah, they have come so far. Have they only been in NXT for a year ish?
I think I think they won the Dusty last year, didn't they?
And that was basically their debut. Like, I think they had a couple squash matches before the tournament started. So yeah, essentially they've only been in NXT for a year, and they have come so far.
Oh yeah.
Like,
well, Paul Ellerling has a lot to do with that.
Yeah,
too.
and I think their matches with DIY really helped, because those were some of the shining stars of Puerto Rico. That it's nice to see that one of the Colognes is still working for the WWE. I think they're both. I think they both are, but like, you only see. Is it Primo? Yeah, Primo. You only see Primo.
Yeah.
Right.
He was at the house show that I was at a couple weeks ago.
Congrats to Shayna Baszler.
Yes, well deserved. I think. I mean, but she's my girl, But like, that match was really good. That was somehow simultaneoally like the low point in the night.
Right.
But
it was still a great match. That's how good the card was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That you like. There was no scraping the bottom of the barrel. There was no bottom to do, but like, that was the one that like went down the lowest, but it was still so good. And like, when Ember Moon doing Shayna Baszler's like arm break move against her,
yeah,
I don't think Ember Moon's looked better. I can't think of a better match that she's had.
It was a great way.
Even better than her bouts with Asuka.
Yeah,
it was a great way to kind of send her off.
Yeah, even with her losing, she looked very strong and perfectly poised to go to Raw the following Monday.
And Aleister Black.
Yeah.
That was another great match.
Aleister, vindication.
That was a great finish to that match.
Yes,
I was a big fan of that.
It was beautiful. So,
I mean, I think NXT, again, puts on a great show.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to the next takeover.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to WrestleMania.
Whoa. WrestleMania.
Do we want to touch on any of the pre-show things? Pre-show matches?
We can. I mean, my boy Cedric Alexander is now the Cruiserweight champion.
That's true.
Congratulations to him. It was a good match.
It was actually a pretty good match. I had low expectations for it. I I was a fan of the result.
Mustafa Ali has been killing it recently. I watched the tournament leading up to this, and he was killing it. I thought for sure, and my prediction, showed it as well. I thought for sure they were giving him the belt because they had been giving him the rub, if I may.
Yep.
But Cedric Alexander, I think, as much as I was enjoying Mustafa Ali leading up to it, I think Cedric Alexander was the better pick for an overall like champion caliber performer.
Right.
I think he has the charisma and the mic skills and whatnot to be able to like carry that as a character, not just in the ring.
I think in the short term,
yeah.
I think 205's honestly got a lot better.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad to begin with, but ever since they fired Enzo, they actually had to focus on something besides Enzo.
Yeah. And
the show got really good.
Having a manager has been a godsend for them. And Drake Maverick is a great guy to be doing it. Much better than what he was doing in TNA as Rockstar Spud. And
wasn't Drake Maverick the name of Darkwing Duck's civilian identity? That just occurred to me the other day.
Now that you say that, I feel like you might be right. I'm going to look that up while you guys talk about more matches.
Okay. It just occurred to me the other day. I'm like, that was Darkwing Duck's civilian identity, Drake Maverick.
How about the Battle Royal, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
I was surprised. I mean, they kept pushing. They kept doing promos with with Woken Broken Matt Hardy, but I thought that was just so that I honestly thought that Bray Wyatt would come back and cost him. I didn't think he would help him.
Yeah, and now it looks like they're a tag team, which is kind of
and I hope
bizarre
it stays
to me.
this way for a while. I hope they don't do like, I was just playing you. Sister Abigail is still with me. I like him as a tag team.
Real quick, Drake Millard.
Oh, okay. So
because Mallard,
gotcha.
Mallard. Is a
okay.
duck. Yeah.
So it's not Drake Maverick. Okay, so they didn't rip off
so
Darkwing
close.
Duck.
So I mean, they still could have.
Yeah.
But they were like, well, we can't make it that obvious.
Right.
But yes, the battle royal was quite fun.
So we found a new tag team.
Yeah.
So we'll see how far they go. I thought the interaction with Jeff Hardy the next night was a little interesting.
I thought that was kind of funny. And then he's just like, I don't know.
No, it's just that's my brother.
My brother.
He's weird. And then the ladies battle royal.
The ladies battle royal. Just to me, what was evident to me was how far down Bayley and Sasha have come in a year. Because if you remember last year at WrestleMania time, Bayley and Sasha were hot commodities.
Yes.
And how far they've come to now. I'm not diminishing Naomi's win in any way, but I feel like those are two characters that need better direction, and they've just been totally underutilized.
I hope one of them goes to SmackDown with the shakeup next week.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I could see that being beneficial.
But overall, I mean, that was just to me, it was just more of a fun match. I really didn't.
I loved the shit that they were doing with like Absolution and the NXT, the women from NXT just like conquering the first half of the match.
Yep,
that was beautiful, especially since like most of them were women of NXT that you barely see, even if you watch NXT. Unfortunately, I can't remember her name, but they had the woman that was the last time I saw her. She was on the women's tournament. No. The Mae Young. Sorry, the Mae Young tournament. Right. The woman from India.
Yep.
And she did a great job.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a fun match. It was a good match.
They definitely changed it this year so that they had two established stars win instead of. They probably realized the only person who really benefited from that was Cesaro.
Yeah.
Everyone else kind of was like, look at Mojo Rawley.
What are you talking about? Look at Baron Corbin. He lost a cash in for Money in the Bank.
The third person ever to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they don't talk about the second person to do it anymore, so they gotta have somebody.
So the main show kicked off with Burn It Down. We had the Intercontinental Championship match, which I thought was a great start to the match.
It was a fantastic match.
It was just like how NXT started with the ladder match. It's such a high energy match. It's a very smart move to put something like that as the quote unquote curtain jerk.
All three were really great in the ring together.
Any of them earned the win through the match.
Yeah.
And that end with like the curb stomp on top of Miz on top of Finn.
Yeah.
Or the other way around. I thought, oh my God, it's like a double curb stomp.
And I didn't realize this, but Seth Rollins won the Grand Slam of titles with that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until they announced that after the fact. Yeah. I didn't know he was even going for it.
I think they had mentioned it once in the build up to it, whereas with Randy Orton, they were like,
it was all you knew he was going to win because that's all they talked about.
Yeah.
I did like the throwback when Seth won the title. He did the helicopter with it, just like
the
he
Lasso
did
belt, yeah.
with the world title. Very nice throwback Thursday.
And can I just say, I loved Seth's ice Night King contact lenses.
Yes,
that was
like
cool.
an ice zombie from Game of Thrones.
Yep,
yeah.
I was a big fan of that. I definitely, this is, in my opinion, just going to continue to be the year of Seth Rollins. I love that the Architect's getting such a push in the ring. They've brought the curb stomp back.
Yeah.
I couldn't have been more excited to see that finish, just from a mark-out perspective. Yeah. I mean, I just was such a big fan of that.
Yeah, and I can totally see them doing that as well, and I'm very happy for you.
And is the demon buried? I mean, I
guess I thought for sure they'd bring the demon out for WrestleMania.
From what I hear, from the mini wrestling podcasts that I listen to, so take it with a grain of salt.
Outside of ours,
yeah. Apparently Vince hates the Demon.
Really?
Yeah, so that's
Really?
so I guess that's why we don't see the Demon too much.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Because the WrestleMania is a perfect place for the Demon.
Well, now he's just.
But how long would it take him to crawl up to the ring? Though?
That's the thing. It does take his entrance. Even the Undertaker seems like a jog to the ring compared to the Demon's entrance.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why they needed American Badass Taker.
Yeah.
But you couldn't really do that after Triple H's entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess I guess we'll just have to deal with the Fonz. Just like my boy SJY 3000, he calls them the Fonz. Hey,
the Fonz Balor.
Yeah, so that's what he's gonna rock out. What was the next match we had was the Charlotte Asuka match? Was that next?
Feels right.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think it's so. Yeah.
I mean, eventually we'll talk about all the matches.
Yeah, we'll talk about all of them. But I was just trying to go through my head and figure out which ones were next. But Charlotte Asuka, which I thought was another really good match. An unpredictable finish.
Yeah.
But I thought it was an okay place, and I said this in the pre-show that it was a fine place for Asuka to get her first loss. I think from a booking perspective, it helps Asuka.
Now. You can't get much better than Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
exactly. Yes.
It's and I think that's what we all agreed on the pre-show match too. Or pre-show episode. Match, and I personally, I feel like the match was cut a little short, and I don't know, it didn't have the grandioseness, I guess, is what I'm looking for that I was expecting, but that might also be that I'm still not that sold on Charlotte, but it was a good show, and okay.
I was going to say, I loved Charlotte's Centurion manservant entrance.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Real quick, speaking of the entrances, did you guys enjoy the augmented reality that they had on some of the wrestlers?
I felt like I was tripping acid for Oscars.
All the faces.
Was like a bad drug trip.
Yeah.
So the first one, I think the first one they did, or at least the first one I noticed, was The Miz.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
with all the buzzwords.
2 people in.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm so glad that they're doing that.
Yeah. Visually, it was really
and apparently they're starting, speaking of augmented reality, apparently they're also going to be featuring certain things in VR, like in 3D.
You can watch this WrestleMania. They have a camera, I think, on one of the poles.
Yeah.
You can have watched WrestleMania, which is why they did the acid trip 3D graphics.
Yeah. But so Charlotte retained for 2 days.
Yes, exactly. And Carmella came out and cashed in. So Carmella's the new champion. So she finally cashed in.
Yep. Successfully. The first women's Money in the Bank holder successfully cashed in. Longest holding, or how would you she held the contract for longest.
Right.
There's got to be an easier way to say that. But so
you're on a roll. I'll let you go.
Yeah.
But
on a roll of stammering through a sentence.
It's okay. I said thought like 10 times
you did?
in a row, so that was pretty cool. But I was surprised she actually got a reaction, which, I mean, a lot of times, like we've talked about, a pin drop would be more of a reaction than she would get.
The crowd was really behind her.
They were.
I mean,
was really surprised.
It's the after WrestleMania crowd. They boo who they would normally cheer and cheer who they would normally boo.
Yeah.
True. They cheered when Charlotte was getting roasted by the iconic duo.
Yeah, which really...
Can I say I'm so excited for them to be on the main roster?
Yeah.
They are iconic. They are wonderful.
Look at you.
I know.
You're just glowing.
Now that I can't love Alexa Bliss anymore, I need some, beautiful roses.
Yes. And I'll take the Mandy rose, and you can take those roses.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that? All right. We got the U.S. title, which was our... Well, by the way, happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day.
I didn't want to go without saying that.
Yeah.
But
we keep forgetting to say it at the top of the show.
I am so surprised
Rusev
didn't win.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with poor Rusev. He's so over, and yet they have him lose all the time.
He's about to get buried, literally, by the Undertaker.
Yeah.
But they're not hindering gender.
No.
So he ended up winning, which to me, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on it because it was kind of a I wouldn't say it's a boring match, but like each guy got his offense in, and then that was it.
Yeah, it was a by the numbers match. There was nothing special about it.
Right.
I feel like I would have even preferred Randy Orton to retain over Jinder getting the belt.
I know.
And I cannot stand
And now
Randy
we have
Orton.
Randy Jinder feud part 87.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yep. Speaking of boring matches, what about the SmackDown Tag Team match?
Whoa.
Yeah.
You didn't like that one? It was very short.
I'll tell you the one thing I did like about it.
Yeah?
The Usos lost.
You know what I liked about it?
What's
New Day
that?
lost.
Oh yeah,
That's not true. I didn't like. I get
like
sad when they
Bruce
lose
Harper's
too.
Darth Nihilus mask. I thought that was a nice touch.
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like?
He finally got a.
You're not a fan of the pancakes?
No, I love them. I was just saying that to be an ass. I still got my
God.
unicorn horn right here. It's more easily accessible than my Alexa Bliss pop.
Their VR pancake was even more of an acid trip than Oscar's.
And they had their little pancake performers too.
Yeah. Now,
The worm. I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
yeah, I know that was kind of awkward. Now, if you caught a pancake that was thrown out to you while in the stands, do you eat it?
So I almost had the opportunity to do a real life experiment of that because at the house show I was at, they were there and they were slinging pancakes, and I almost caught one. And no, I would not.
Did the person near you that caught it eat the pancake?
No, he was like, I'm putting this up on the shelf. And I was like, that probably wouldn't work out either.
No, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's going to rot.
But anyway, so that was, I don't know. I thought it was kind of a predictable finish with the Bludgeon Brothers.
Yeah, I mean,
good for them, but who's going to go up against them next?
Right? It is an awkward situation. Who? I mean, it is the Usos, isn't it? Didn't they win? To
Backlash.
yeah.
Right. But I'm just saying, long term, who would be?
But yes.
Because
right.
Because they've beaten the Usos like 4 times now.
Right. So I almost feel like
which means they're hot for a comeback.
Yeah, hot tag.
Yeah. Since day one-ish. All right. So
Day one is H.
Yes. Raw Women's Championship, the Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax match.
The most problematic match on the card.
And we talked about this on the pre-show.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Nia won.
Yeah, good for her.
I don't like this, that this bullying thing is continuing.
Yeah. It was nice. Like, from that perspective, the fact that they've made Bliss such a bully, it was good for her to get such a beatdown. Like, at least
drop off the second rope.
Yeah, at least they did that. They were like, this is what happens to bullies in their own.
And then Coach
way.
did that inspirational speech at the end.
Yeah.
Anyone who's ever been bullied or body shamed, this win is for you.
Yeah.
Right.
But also, just.
Well, I was hoping that it would be over after that.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not. So I don't know.
Now you got Ember Moon in the mix.
Yes, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But we'll see where it goes. So that was that match. How about the Raw Tag Team Champion, where Braun Strowman had a surprise?
Right. I loved
that. That one blew me away. I was thinking, I heard everything from Batista to Bray Wyatt, and it's like, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
It's one of you.
Yep. So I thought that was fun.
That was adorable.
And I like how he was almost like, just stand here.
And then he tagged him in, and you see the kid like, and then just tags Braun back in.
Yeah.
But that was great. That kid, I'm so jealous of that kid. He got a WrestleMania moment. He got a better WrestleMania moment than Heath Slater.
He's now permanently etched as a tag team champion.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I hope he got to keep the belt.
I was really hoping they would go further with this and do some vignettes of Braun going to school with him.
Oh, that'd be great.
Shoving boys in the lockers, like Nicholas doesn't have to take his math test today.
Yeah. Mrs. Johnson, do you want to get these hands?
He wants an extra scoop of mashed potatoes for lunch, and he wants it now.
I hope every once in a while they check back in on Nicholas.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a son of one of the referees or something.
I thought he was a Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah, I figured he was Make-A-Wish.
Ref son.
That's correct.
Well, then never mind.
Well, and
Fuck Nicholas.
Unfortunately, he failed his wellness policy, so
Yeah.
he will be.
Had to relinquish.
Flintstones chewables. His Barney levels were off the chart.
Well played. So how about John Cena coming out? And, because was it at the end? I forget which match it was. Was
Asuka
it the
and
Charlotte
Charlotte.
match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the ref came out and told him. And so,
Asuka was walking back and he just ran up the ramp.
Yeah.
and I thought it was such a great moment to, hello, I'm Elias.
The troll of the night goes to Elias.
I thought it was great.
I think it would have been even better if he had started playing Undertaker's theme on his guitar while he was walking down the ramp.
It was just great, and he told John Cena to get out of the ring.
Yeah.
And then he got squashed, and I thought that was terrible. I do not understand why they squashed Elias, but regardless, the Undertaker came out.
What's so funny is I love Elias so much, and I do not care that he gets pounced every time. I think he's such a great character that he's kind of in the same vein as Curt Hawkins. Curt Hawkins is over because he's such a fun character,
sure,
not because he wins, because he doesn't.
Sure.
Elias is in a similar boat to that, where he doesn't need to be winning constantly. I would love it if he did get a follow through on some of the pushes that he's gotten, because he's gotten some big matches. He was in Elimination Chamber, for God's sake.
He was, and he was the last one in.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it, and this match, I was the actual Undertaker match, I was fine with it being short, and he got in all of his offense.
Well, it just proved that he's relevant.
He had all the trademark moves, the old school, the snake eyes.
Yeah, and he was clearly in better shape than he was last year.
Oh yeah, God, yeah.
So, Steve, are you okay with his standard moveset, even though Randy Orton does his standard moveset, and you don't like that?
It's the Undertaker, though. He only wrestles once a year, so if he does the trademark moves, that's one thing.
Randy Orton barely wrestles too. I mean, he wrestles more than Brock Lesnar, but
right.
Also, I'll take a Tombstone Piledriver over an RKO any day.
Yeah,
yeah,
because it actually looks like it's an actual move.
I think the only
instead
one
of
with
a head hug.
The only one with worse moveset is Brock Lesnar. Yeah, because really all he has is an F5 and a slam.
The Germans. The
suplex.
Yeah, and the suplex isn't even his. Even with the Suplex City thing.
But we'll get there later.
Yeah.
The next one, how about the Yes Movement came back?
Yep.
Yeah. And that was, it's just, to me, it's just so much fun to see Daniel Bryan back in the ring.
It is.
It's surreal, because I never thought it would happen in the WWE.
Yeah. Yeah. You and everyone else on those podcasts.
It's very exciting. There was no turn by Shane.
Yeah.
Which was a little surprising.
Yeah.
And they ended up beating Sammy and KO, which
I was shocked.
I was surprised.
Me
as well.
too, and I want to see where they go with this, because I thought for sure. I thought they were going to do it, that Shane was going to take one of his stupid risks and cost them the match.
Right.
But no, he didn't even jump off anything this time.
And can we talk real quick about the interaction that they had, the exchange that Sammy and Kevin had on Raw, where they were talking to.
My God.
They were talking to Kurt Angle, and Kurt was like,
yeah,
he was like, I hear TNA is hiring right after they bring in Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, meh.
Yeah.
Bastard.
I do not care about Bobby Lashley.
Well, it made me feel even worse about it when he beat up my boy Elias.
Yeah.
For like half an hour.
So as much as I was talking about how Elias doesn't need a win for me to love him, that hurt me too. Yeah. I was like, not Bobby Lashley. Right. Not like this. Not like this.
Yeah. But I'd love
He's a former ECW champion.
Yeah. And I loved how the TNA folks were like, hey, we've waited years for WWE to mention our name, so this is positive
we're
press.
The real winners here.
Yeah. Suck on this. Please come watch our show.
Yeah. I mean, they've had Dixie Carter on something recently.
They used TNA footage too for the AJ highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Speaking of AJ, nice. Well, AJ Styles for Shinsuke.
Yeah.
AJ Styles retains.
Yeah.
Shinsuke with the low blow at the end.
Whew. It was
King of Strong Style is back.
It was a great match, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where they go with this new aggressive Shinsuke.
You know I don't speak English.
Oh, that was so good. We said that it's like, me no speak English. And then left. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Or me no understand English or something like that. It was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the heel turn.
Yeah.
It's different. And that's something that I think all of us have been craving from creative. Just give us something different.
And he kind of floundered when he got caught up to SmackDown. I mean, he had a couple title shots, which he lost.
Mm-hmm.
He never really did anything, but now that he's a heel, it's like, oh, now we can watch him more knees to faces.
And I want more mind games. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The whole you lack confidence, AJ. Like that shit. Loved it. Knee to face.
And how
man, does AJ sell those low blows. He goes flying 3 feet in the air.
Yeah. And what a great champion. I can't say enough about AJ Styles.
Him and his beautiful hair.
So we went from such a great match with that to the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar fight where both of them got booed coming down to the ring.
Yeah, much like another famous Brock WrestleMania match.
Which one was that one? It's just miserable.
Yeah.
But hey, I was a little surprised that Brock retained.
Yeah, as was I.
I would have bet the house on Roman winning.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't lose your apartment. That's good.
Yeah.
I know, right?
But he did lose his belt.
Oh!
Not on that match, though.
No.
I liked, by the way, while I was keeping track, I was like, last 3 matches, all 3 of us said the same thing. Well, cool, it's decided.
Right.
I know, right? Yeah. About halfway through the card, I'm like, well, I'm not retaining.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fine, because the last 3 pay-per-views, halfway through the card, well, I'm not getting it back.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, it's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Brock Lesnar retains. I don't know really what's in store. I mean, I know that
he's
Backlash,
re-signed for another year,
I guess, but he can still go to UFC.
Yeah. Because they probably want him to show up at a UFC pay-per-view with the WWE belt.
Yeah, what if he pulls a Medusa and throws it in a trash can?
Oh, the ultimate swerve by Dana White.
And then
I'm here for Ronda, not for Brock.
The other match that we didn't talk about was the Ronda Rousey match.
Oddly enough,
yes,
yeah,
that was my favorite match of the whole night, just because of how entertaining it was.
Oh my God! So I didn't. I wasn't one of those guys going in there being like, "Oh, Ronda's gonna suck," but I still was like, she's new. She's probably gonna be a little rusty.
Her first match is WrestleMania.
Yeah, but she looked amazing
for the first time in the ring. That was great.
Yeah. She fucking killed it.
She really did.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's good. She was a lot better at trash talking too, telling Triple H, I'm just going to go back to beating up your wife now.
Oh my God. When she said that, I almost jumped up. Had I not been half asleep just because I had been working 12-hour days all weekend. I got a new job, guys. But had I not been half asleep, I would have been bouncing around my hotel room.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It really was. And having her face to face against Trips, that was fun.
That was great.
Yep.
Oh, when he got those hands.
I love watching him sell to someone so much smaller than him is so hilarious. When she was just punching him in the corner, and then how is it that he falls victim to an armbar so much more easily than Steph? Steph was able to hold her arms together for
Steph
so
had a
long.
better ground game than most of Ronda's UFC fights. Her opponent.
Steph lasted longer than most of Ronda's opponents.
And it's almost like Trips was overselling because he was kind of bouncing around the ring, and
it was almost like watching Shawn Michaels versus the Hulk Hogan.
I love that match.
It's so good. It's one of my favorite matches of all time.
Nice pull. So
and then she fucking picked Triple H up. I thought she was gonna do that little Samoan judo drop she does.
So this badass version, and that's typically her character anyway.
Yeah.
But this badass instead of this smiley stuff it's so much better for Ronda.
I like the idea of her being like big smiles outside of the ring and then like just badass inside the ring. I think that's great, and I think that's also fairly true to just who she is as a person.
Yeah.
I love it. She's and like, not to be too like, on the aesthetics, but she does have a beautiful smile.
Yeah. Well, she's got a nice body.
She's got a beautiful everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, wonderful. So
how do you transition from that one,
So
Chris?
that was WrestleMania. You know who else has a beautiful smile? Mr. Timmy C.
That's right.
So Tim, last episode you debuted your new championship,
the Geek Out MVP.
Yeah. I'm curious. So with such a stacked card and with such great predictions from all three of us, I am eagerly awaiting your impartial decision as to
inquiring minds like us want to know.
Yeah, who is the MVP?
Well, I go back to what I think was the best match of the night.
Yeah.
And the most surprising, and that was Charlotte beating Asuka. And hold on, pull up your list.
Yep, here it is. Yeah.
That was me. So I picked Charlotte to beat Asuka. And to me, that was the most valuable prediction of the entire night. So your boy will hold the title as the Geek Out MVP.
But you have both titles?
Oh.
How is...
I guess that would make me the undisputed Geek Out champion then, wouldn't it?
You're unbelievable.
Thank you. Thank you.
Way to put yourself at the top there, Jeff Jarrett.
Well, I've been called worse there, Steve-O.
This is insane. I can't believe you're just gifting yourself two titles at once.
I couldn't be any happier. This to me, and on the grandest stage of them all, to walk out of WrestleMania as the undisputed Geek Out champion, I tell you, I couldn't be happier. So I thank the WWE, I thank the Geek Out podcast. And just get ready for time to come, because this is awesome.
This is just giving me that much more motivation to take you down.
That's a shame, because I don't think you'll get there. But keep trying. It's cool. But I think most importantly, to get that title that Steve had in the past and bring it to some relevance, being over my shoulder, I think it's the best thing that could have ever happened to this podcast, in my opinion. Again, this was great. Looking forward to Backlash.
Yeah,
gosh, here we go.
Okay, so I guess with that shocker of a reveal for the inaugural MVP, and I guess inaugural undisputed champion of Geek Out Championship Wrestling.
Thank you.
We will see you next month for Backlash. That pay-per-view happens on May 6th. If all things go according to plan, we will have our predictions episode out the Friday before, and then a few days after, no one's looking. You don't have to hold the title up.
I'm looking at it.
He's admiring it.
Yeah.
That's true.
You don't even have the other title yet.
Steve, shouldn't you be overnighting something? So, less out of you, more out of me.
I'll make sure it gets out of there post-haste.
Thank you.
But yeah, so we will see you. We will see you around the weekend of May 6th for our Backlash. Now he's spinning it around like Seth Rollins. It's ridiculous. You are. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.
That's all the time we have tonight. See you on Thunder.
Burn it down.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.